Okay, so this is Frankie, and today we are going to be talking about the foundation stitch. And one of the things that I'm going to do for you is I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of doing the normal chain, and we're just doing single crochets, and then comparing that same stitch but as a foundation. So we're going to start by simply chaining 6 chains. And I was talking while I did that, and now I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right, so we always want to skip this first stitch. Here's the reason why. If we don't skip that first stitch, we'll pull through and there isn't a stitch here. And the reason for that is because we really need to go over this stitch in order to make a stitch. So we're going to skip this one. We're going to go into our second from the hook and pull through, and see, now you have a loop. So you just pull through 2 of those, and now you have a single crochet. And then we go to the next one. We stab in, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, and now you have a single crochet. Stab in, yarn over, pull through. There's 2, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. Stab through, yarn over, pull through, there's 2, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. All right, now one of the things that you'll notice is that we chained 6, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here. So that's something that you need to keep in mind if you're ever building your own patterns, which if you're just starting out, that could happen tomorrow, it could happen today, it could happen 10 years from now. So, just keep that in mind. You'll always want to have 2 more stitches or 2 more chains than you need stitches. Okay, so this is one way to do it. The downside to doing it this way is that you have to know how big your chain needs to be, because you get to the end here and there is no way to make this any bigger unless you tear it all out and you start over. Well, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy the foundation stitch, because I am one of those crocheters, and I always have been. I crochet by the seat of my pants. And so I never actually know how big it really needs to be until I've started it and I can wrap it around the project or whatever that I'm doing. So the foundation stitch basically is we're building our chain and this first row at the same time. So we're building it sideways, basically, and we can make it as long as we need it to be without having to tear it back out and doing it all over again. So it's really easy and easy to get lost at the same time. And I'll show you why. So the first thing you do is you chain 2. That's all you got to do is just chain 2. You'd never want to start in the first one from the hook. You always go from the second one from the hook. You stab through, yarn over, pull through. There's 2. We're going to do something different than what we did here. We're going to yarn over, we're going to pull through 1. That's our chain 1. Now we have 2, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. Now this is where things get a little bit complicated, especially if you're just starting out and you're having a hard time seeing it. Because right now, to the untrained eye, this looks like a mess, right? It kind of does look like a mess. However, what we have is these 2 make up our single crochet, and this right here makes up the chain. So we want to go through our chain. Now, one of the things that I like to do, especially if I'm working with an easy material like cotton yarn, this is dishcloth yarn, is I like to go through the fat part of the chain. So it's really easy to see that I've gotten it, and then you pull it through and you're like, oh yeah, I got it. Now, some people will just grab the one chain. I personally don't like that because when you pull it up, now there's this hole, and I don't like that. So I'm going to show you the way I like doing it, and I'm going to go through the fat part where I have the entire chain on top, and then I'm just going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, chain one, I have two, yarn over, pull through, chain one. Or sorry, single crochet. I'm getting ahead of myself. So you stab through the chain, yarn over, pull through. Okay, see how beautiful that looks right there? That is a gorgeous stitch. Then you yarn over, pull through, chain one. You have two, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. Okay, that's what you got there. Stab through that chain, yarn over, pull through. That's beautiful. That's a gorgeous stitch right there. Yarn over, pull through, chain one. That's your chain right there. Then you yarn over, pull through, single crochet. We're going to do it one more time. Stab through that chain, yarn over, chain one, yarn over, pull through two, single crochet. Stab through the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, chain one, yarn over, go through two, single crochet. All right, now let's just take a look at what we have done here. Okay, that's where I was playing around with the tension. The tension got a little bit big, and so I've got a fat and sassy stitch there, but let's just pretend that it's gorgeous, because that's what we do when we're crafting. All right, so as you can see, here are my two side by side, and we've got the chain here, and we've got the chain here, and you can see that it looks a little bit different. But you can tell that you've got your chain, and then you've got your row of single crochets. And this is tighter. This one over here is definitely tighter. And this one over here is definitely looser. And so there is no give here. There is none. But you do have plenty of nice give here. So you might be thinking that for your projects, you want to go tight, right? Tight is good. Well, not all the time. If you were dealing with a wearable, like a sleeve or a sweater or a hat, then you want to go loose because you want some elasticity to go over the funky shapes of the body, like the hand. Like the hand has a really funky shape. It doesn't go through a circle really well, especially if it's a super tight circle. So crocheting garments can be a little bit difficult. The other thing too is if you're a crocheter like I am and you're winging things all of the time, you can go ahead and you can make your chain, and then you can wrap it around your wrist or whatever, like say you're doing a wrist cuff, or say you're doing fingerless gloves, right? And you're starting here at the bottom. and you do your chain around, and then you do your first row of single crochets and it's just too tight. Well, the reason for that is because as you're doing your first row of single crochets, it will tighten up. And if there's no give there, then you can't get your hand in your sleeve. All right, guys, that is a regular cast on. It's not a cast on. It's a regular crochet start versus the foundation chain start, foundation crochet start, and the side-by-side comparison. All right, on to the next. I hope you enjoy and crochet amazing things.